at Sean Hunt Stock Loft again, just to talk about the 6 that Sean has for the Super 6 auction. I believe Sean has selected 6 really top of the range pigeons for the show this year. Sean, what pigeons have you selected?
Yeah, well, I handpicked direct children off all of the main breeders, Jerry, and they're all early bred. I bred them purposely for the Super 6s. As you know, we always put our very best into the Super 6, and I'll give you a look through them as we go through them now in a few minutes, Jerry. But I've won direct son there off the Racket Foundation pigeon in the family.
Right,
yeah, and he's possibly going to be one of the last direct children of him to go up for sale, as he missed a couple of eggs this year, and he missed his last set as well. And I really didn't want to put him into the sale, but I know you sort of forced me hand on him. So yeah, and you'll see by them, they're from the best, Jerry,
And you got one from Rocket as well?
Yeah, I've one from the Rocket, direct child off the Rocket as well, and that was from a special pairing as well. I paired him to his half sister Rosie. Rosie has proven to be a super breeder as well. She's down to the Scout Racket. He was first Northwest Combine for Liam Cross in Liverpool, 5,900 pigeons from 320 miles. So I made this pairing specifically for myself, Jerry. Half brother, half sister pairing, and I'm keeping an estimate myself,
That's super going, yeah, super going. I think you have one from the 2 champion pigeons as well of the Fed.
That's right, Jerry. Yeah, this will be the first time a very special pairing of the Shout Out Feds, champion All Board and champion Young Board, Trigger and Ruby Roo, two super breeders, and Trigger is the 3rd generation ace pigeon down from the Racket years. Yeah, super pair of pigeons. Proven performance pair of pigeons, Jerry. And last year they were sire to a super young board for us. Triggers lad, he won 2 firsts for us. And this year then we put up the stock, and he's bred us our 5th generation winning pigeon down from the Racket.
It shows you what I said from the beginning, a great family of pigeons. I remember when I was here before and you had them Ruby Roo and Trigger paired together, so I have one of them, and I remember you said no one's getting any of them and keeping all them for myself, and you did retain a lot of them for your own stock loss. So it's great that now you're putting one of them into the Super 6, so it's a great opportunity for someone to actually have one from that fantastic pair of pigeons.
Yeah, that's right, Jerry. I put a pair of nestmates in, a cock and a hen, 2 of them early bred as well, so they're good to breed, and I have the same in my own stock lot. I have a pair as well. So and I think they're going to play a big part of the future of our stock loft, as they're up to date winning pigeons, not pigeons that were doing it years ago,
Yeah.
So that's it, and as we go off, always winners breed winners, Jerry.
There's nothing. I've said that to you from the start. It's definitely that great family of pigeons. And what is the other one? We're at a 4 now. We're at out of the 6.
Yeah. So the other one then is another direct child off one of our main breeders, Maximus. You know all about Maximus. He's another champion producer for us.
Back to back, isn't he?
Yeah. Original August Bellin. He's the sire of back to back. He's the sire of backup. I also had his grandfather too as well, Paddy, another Irish South Fed winner and champion young board in the Irish South Fed Federation. I know we spoke about it last year, but Maximus is he's probably one of my favourites in the loft. He's a super pigeon, he is. But on one of the races last year now, a grandson of him came to win 4th Federation, and a direct daughter of him came with 2nd Federation on the same day. A direct child and a grandchild were 4th and 2nd Federation now with 9,000 pigeons.
Super stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and then I know there's some super pigeons, some super grandchildren have come out with him from for other fanciers, one of them there, a super pigeon, is the Pilot. He's for Ray Matthews, a winner of 4 fourths.
Yeah.
He's 4 second star pigeon. That's really another super pigeon down from Maximus. And then the Bone Brothers have a super line of Irish South Road Fed winners down from Maximus as well as our own champion pigeons, the back up, Paddy, and all the grandchildren coming down nowadays. So he's really a super line.
Super stuff, yeah. What is the 6th one then?
The 6th one, yeah. Look, another. The 6th one is.
Back up.
Sorry, yeah. So back up and Pearl there, 2 Irish South Road Fed winners, 2 proven performance pigeons again. Back up as a son of Maximus and paired. She's from Serena and Zeus. Yeah, so 2 other shout-out fed winners, Jerry.
Unbelievable, yeah. And I know a lot of people have come back with good results from pigeons that you have put up in the Super 6 before. And we don't have to look too far. Our cameraman here today, you've actually made him famous with one that he bought at the Super 6 2 years ago, I think it was, yeah, Eddie Bob. And so there is, and a few of the lads there around the town are doing really, really well with them, and the lads in England as well. And I believe you're big in Portugal as well. The lads in Portugal are winning well with your pigeons as well.
Yeah, well, we're getting there, Jerry. But as you know, we always put our very best up in our auctions, you know, as we wanted to represent ourselves well. I know the cameraman and his mate, when they were only starting, he bought 2 pigeons at one of our Super 6 sales, and I think this year both of them pigeons were responsible for 6 out of 8 of their winners. I done very well now. I did at the start of the year. I don't think we would have got the pigeon at the end of the year, but I was able to get one of the pigeons back that I'd sold to Mark and Eddie, and then this year the pigeon had bred 2 winners for Eddie and Mark, and also bred a winner for Buster. And so there was 3 winners out of that pigeon. I think I done well to get him back at the start of the year. The lads done me a favour as the cocker stopped filling one of the original August balance. Yeah. So and just while I mentioned Buster as well, you know the lads were the champion flyers in
the old boards.
Yeah, they were the old board champion flyers in the other shout-out fed title we won last year ourselves. So I was delighted to see the lads doing very well and taking that title this year with the help of some of our buds. But Buster himself, I think it's Dublin North County that he race in, and I know the lads were the champion flyers in the club and the champion old board flyers. But Buster, he was racing 90% of our pigeons this year, and he was the champion young board in the flyers.
Super,
that club, you know. Another fancier, a good friend of ours, Tony Phelan as well. He had a super season. He had a super season with the young board, racing a lot of our pigeons as well. And I think he was the third best young board flyer in the federation, you know. Yeah. Another person that I just want to give a quick mention to, or the shout-out feds champion this year, George Cully. He had some success racing some of our boards as well. And there was another fancier in the Liverpool and Mal, Will Sagers. He got to race some of our pigeons. He was the champion, the combined champion for in Liverpool and Mal this year. And I know he got some of our pigeons through a friend of ours, and he had some great success with them also.
Unbelievable, you know what I mean? Good pigeons win wherever they go, you know what I mean? And I think the champion old board in the Fed as well was coming down from...
Yeah, that's right. The champion old board this year in the Federation was bred from one of our directs from the lads, Mark and Eddie, who had a super season. I would have liked them to win it myself, but we won it last year, and hopefully we'll beat the lads next year, and they will be second, hopefully.
Yeah, you know? Well, it's great, you know what I mean, that the fact that just shows you the calibre of pigeons that you actually put up in the Super 6, because I know you take pride in the 6 pigeons you select for it every year, and you actually recommended the lads to buy that cock to bred the champion. I think it's the Super 222, yeah. That's the name of the pigeon, and to breed the champion thing. So it's really, really, really good. And you were champion flyers in the Sarsfield Pigeon Club yet again this year.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. I was saying it was a tough season racing for us with some work commitments and that, but we still had a good season all around, and we retained. We were combine champions in the Sarsfield again.
Right, and Sarsfield's a top club in the Fed. You know what I mean? So it was great. I know you put a lot of work in, and you possibly took your eye off the ball with the one-lot race, and I know that was a big venture for you, and I suppose you had to give it a lot of time with it being the first year, your first year up and running when you was guaranteed 100,000, which I thought at the time was very, very brave. You to guarantee 100,000 plus in prize money. And in fairness to you, I remember a few people saying to me, you know what I mean, what happens if you don't get the pigeons? And I said, I can guarantee you, if the hunts only get 200 pigeons, they will pay out that 100,000. And I know in my own heart, you would have stood over your word and paid out the money. And I suppose there's a lot of work going into the one loft race, was it? How did you find it?
Yeah, well, it was certainly a big challenge, and it was yeah, it was a big challenge, and that's why the money was guaranteed as well. Like when we started, our aim was to establish the one loft race as one of the best one loft races in Europe, and that's still our aim, you know. It was like when we started racing the pigeons and that, you know, our aim was to be the best, you know. We done that, and so we done that, and then we're moving on to the one loft race where, as I said, we look to grow every year and establish it as one of the best one loft races in Europe, you know. So that's it. We've a good team behind us, and then as with the racing pigeons, as with the one loft race, we give it 100%. Jerry.
Yeah. Is David going to be up there again this year? David McMahon, is it?
Yeah, David will be heading the team. He's David Maloney. Yeah.
Maloney, sorry,
Yeah.
Maloney. Yeah. And I tell you one thing, I've been up there and I've seen him, and he's as keen as mustard. He is. You know what I mean? I've seen him going around cleaning perches that didn't even need to be cleaned. He's really keen, and he takes pride in the pigeons. So I think everybody's pigeons are really in safe hands with David. Yeah, really good lad, you know. So you should get a good entry. This year they're going to look at the international market, this year for the one loft race.
Yeah, there's a lot of interest in the race, Jerry, and rightly so. You know, everybody looking in on it last year, seeing it was a great event, and it was huge for Irish pigeon racing. So you're seeing that with the likes of Dave and the backing by ourselves and our team. Like for us, the same with our own pigeons, Jerry. You know, the pigeons come first. That's it. Yeah. You know, we're not like that's number one for us is the health and how the pigeons are looked after. Do you want for nothing? We give them everything, and that's it. It will be the same again this year. With the experience we and all the lessons we learned in our first year, we will be providing a much better service in our second year coming, you know.
You've got a great turnout for the final, Jeannie. There was hundreds and hundreds of people up there, all having a super day.
Yeah.
On the final, and I'm sure it'll even just go from strength to strength, because it was the talk of Dublin the day for a long time after the event, and it was turned out a good race, a hard race. Valencia is always a very hard race point. Are you going to stick with Valencia again this year?
Yeah, we're gonna stick with Valencia, Jerry. You know, like the winning pigeon there last year, the winner of €50,000. Like it was well earned. It was, you know.
Yeah.
So that's it. You know, it's a real challenge and a test for the pigeons, and we want the pigeons to earn the money. You know, we don't want to hand the pigeons away to anything as such. You know, so whatever pigeon comes on the day will be a deserved winner.
Oh yeah, and another thing I liked about it as well, you were very eager to pay out the prize money straight away. You know, people were getting their checks within days. The next day, some of the lads got checks.
That's
for winning. You know what I mean? Which is really good. You know.
Yeah, that's right, Jerry. And as we said, it's regardless of the entries. You know, the prize money is guaranteed, and it will be guaranteed again for the following season. 50,000 first prize. And what we are going to do, we're going to have the checks made available on the day. For this season, you know, so when the winning pigeons drop them, we're doing the presentation that evening in the Sarsfield Pigeon Club. The checks will be available. Will be made available for the winning pigeons on the day, Jerry. So
you can't be any further than that. Another thing as well, I asked you earlier on in the year, would you select 20 pigeons for Doncaster? Because Doncaster is probably now the biggest show in England. You know what I mean? It's even surpassed, I think, with the amount of stands and that Blackpool has even. You know, that's how big the show is. And you said you would select 20 for me for Doncaster, and I believe you have selected 20 pigeons.
Yeah, that's right, Jerry. Yeah, and we're delighted to be taking a selection of pigeons over to Doncaster, as well as I hand-picked them, and I found the very best, and they're in top quality condition. You know, they're early bred as well, so these are all good to go and breed in the early breeding season. So yeah, we've heard great things about the Doncaster show. It's going from strength to strength, and one of the best trade shows in the UK for pigeons, you know, so yeah, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it is. I've been there for the last lot of years, and the attendance is second to none. Lee and Carly do a great job, and it really is a great show, and I think, you know what I mean, I think our pigeons will go well at that show, you know, because we done 20 in Blackpool last year, and they done very well, and I'm sure Doncaster will be no different, you know.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like, you know, last year was our first sale in the UK with Blackpool, so and I want to bring our family of pigeons over to the UK, because they've had us being the champion flyers in Dublin now for the last number of years, and people have won our turn with them around in Dublin and are starting to win with them in the UK market. So we know once our family of pigeons gets into the UK, you know, they are going to take some fanciers to the top and make champions of fanciers in the UK as well.
Super,
you know?
yeah, super, yeah. The few of the ones for the Super 6, can I have you any of them to hand there that I could have a look at for the Super 6?
Yeah, I don't do Jerry, yeah.
Okay, Sean, which one have you got there?
So here we have the direct son of the Racket Jerry, the foundation pigeon of the August Bellin family, and the backbone of our loft. Super pigeon, you know, I really fancied. I have a hen the same way bred. I bred her last year and she bred me 2 winning pigeons in the nest. There's only been 2 direct. This is the second child of him to be sold this year, so only 2 children will be leaving the loft from us, direct children off the racket this year. So a very rare pigeon, Jerry, yeah.
And he's a super, the quality in the pigeon, lovely, soft, silky feathering. He's in super condition. He's a fantastic eyed pigeon. And this fella's a half brother to the Rocket, the number 1 stock cock, yeah?
That's right, Jerry, yeah, half brother to the Rocket. Our main stock cock and a super and world class producer, Jerry. So,
yeah, unbelievable. And he's a young cock, he is. What lot number is this fella in the?
This is lot number 13, Jerry. Direct son of the Racket. And as I said, down from the Racket we have 5 generations of winning pigeons, we have 4 generations of ace pigeons. So you're really at the top of the tree, Jerry, with this lad, you know.
Yeah, the thing I really like about him, you know what I mean, he's a half brother to the Rocket, and the Rocket, all the winners that the Rocket is bred, and I'm sure this lad, he's a good quality eye. He's only a young cock. When that eye matures this time next year, he's going to have a fantastic eye pigeon, and I'm sure he's going to breed winners for many years to come. He is an absolute corker, he is. So I highly recommend him myself. If the other 5 are like this fella, we'd be in business. So maybe you get another one then. Okay, Sean, we've got another pigeon here. What pigeon is this one?
So this is lot number 14, Jerry. We made a mistake on the last pigeon there. So the last pigeon, the son of the Racket, is lot number 14. So this is lot number 13. This is the direct child of the Rocket. A super and world class producer. You know, he's our foundation pigeon. We have a lot of children off him here in the stock loft, proven winning pigeons. I've Trigger, or the South Old Fedge champion all aboard 2015. He's breeding me super pigeons with the Baron hen there as well. She's 4 first, the first federation win. Another daughter of him, Candy, was first fed also 9,000 pigeons. We have Raquel, she's one of our main breeding hens now, and a super pigeon she is. She was another performance pigeon, so that's it. They'd be his super children, so they would all be half brother to lot number 13. And as I said earlier in the video, Jerry, this is from a special pairing I made specifically for ourselves, with the nestmate being retained for our own stock. You got the choice of the 2, Jerry, and this is the one you picked.
Yeah, he's a cracking pigeon, he is. Yeah, I really liked him. Really like this fella here. He's an absolute, the feathering quality again, and yet again the eye is super pigeons. But then again, all good pigeons have these qualities, and this fella is thing. So he's a half brother to and a full brother to many winners here you lost over the years, and direct from the number 1 cock, the Rocket. Yeah,
direct from the number 1 cock, and half brother to all the best of our performance pigeons. And this pigeon is inbred from a half brother sister pairing of the Rocket and Rosie. Nobody has one bred this way. So we made this, as I said, I made it specifically for ourselves, and the nestmate being retained for our own stock team, Jerry, you know.
So this lad here, he's a half brother to that combine winner in Liverpool as well, isn't he?
That's right, Jerry. Yeah, this is also a half brother to the Scout Racket. Rosie bred the Scout Racket last year, a winner from 5,900 pigeons, 320 miles into the UK. Rosie's turning out to be a super producer. I had her paired to our second cock this year, Chico, and with another winning pigeon, and that was a 5th generation winner, you know.
Well, I tell you one thing, it's going to be a very, very lucky man that walks away from the Dublin show with this fella. He's an absolute corker, he is, yeah, and really, really highly recommend him as well. He's an absolute cracker and definitely will breed winners wherever he goes. Class. We'll have a look at another one there, Sean. Okay, Sean, we got two nice hens here. This is a hen here, a cracking hen. I really like this hen, and I would imagine she's down from that pigeon Ruby Roo, the two champions, and Trigger.
That's right, yeah, she's from a very special pairing, as I said, from Irish South Roads Fed's champion old board and Irish South Roads Fed's champion young board, both winning pigeon, proven performance pigeons, Sherry, you know. You can't go wrong with that. Bred from winners.
Unbelievable, yeah. And Ruby Roo's mother is Ruby herself, the champion racing hen herself. She was, wasn't she? You know.
That's right. Just a proven line of winning pigeons. Yeah. Ruby is our main stock hen there, and we've had some super pigeons. We've a small family built around her with our children as well, and they are crossing great into our August Bellin family, Jerry. And this is why for this performance pigeon, why I recommend as a pairing from the Super 6 would be the son of the racket, would make a super pairing with this little hen, Jerry.
This hen here?
Yeah.
Yeah, well that's what I had said earlier on. I really like the blue white fly cock, and I really like this hen as a hen. I'm just looking at our mother and our grandmother, and she's a replica of the two pigeons, and she'll definitely breed the winners as well with that son of the racket. Cracking little hen. What's that one you have there?
Beautiful little blue hen, Jerry. She's like silk in the hand, she is, you know. She's really nice. She's a daughter of Backup and Pearl, the two First Federation winners. So from a line of proven performance pigeons again. And what I will say about this hen is one of our main pairs in the loft is a son of Maximus back to back into a daughter of the Rocket, Raquel, you know. And I've a couple of pairings going this way that are proven producers now, and they're making for the great cross within our August Bellin family. Children of Maximus going to children of the Rocket, you know. So this is why with this specific hen I'd really recommend her to go to the son of the Rocket, Jerry.
Super, yeah. It'll be a nice pairing as well. Nice pairing. She's a lovely hen, and she will go with that. You have the nest mate of this pigeon in the auction as well. Yeah,
that's right. So we have the nest mate of this pigeon, which is a cock, check pie cock. He's the double of her as well, and he's the double of Trigger's lad. As I said, Trigger's lad is the sire to our 5th generation winner this year, a winning pigeon themselves, a winner of the 2 firsts. So yeah, super, Jerry.
These are really, really class pigeons, and as I said, I highly recommend them. Recommend these pigeons, you know, at the Super 6 auction. Yeah, super stuff. Yeah. So the next time we'll see these pigeons will be at the Super 6, and I'd say whoever gets them, they'll instantly breed the winner straight away, like all the other people that's got these pigeons throughout England and Ireland have won from the off with the pigeons. And not forgetting Doncaster, you know what I mean. As we said, there's 20 super pigeons specially selected by Sean and his father for Doncaster, as they want to get as many of their pigeons into England as possible. So there's really something special coming up in Doncaster with the lads. Okay, Sean, thanks very much. I really enjoyed looking at these pigeons. I'm sure they'll even look better come the week of the show. Super stuff, and I hope you do really well with them.
Yeah, thanks very much, Jerry. And I just want to give a quick mention to the Wild Atlantic Way. So we're launching now next week at the Dublin Show for 2020. We'll have a stand out at the show, and just an offer out to the fanciers there. For the first 100 names we get signed up at the show, we are going to give a free raffle of 6 young birds from our stock loft, you know. So the first 100 entries we get out at the Dublin Show next week, we'll all be in with a chance of winning this offer, you know. So that's it. We look forward to seeing you out at the Dublin Show, and drop over to say hello.
Thank you.